The Prince's Journey, a metaphorical search for cosmic awareness. From the book Hypnotherapy for Health, Harmony and Peak Performance, Expanding the Goals of Psychotherapy, Catherine Walters and Ronald A. Heavens. And now, as you continue to relax and pay close attention to the things I'm saying, you can recognize the pleasure of the anticipation that something different and wonderful can happen to you. You can wonder how it will feel to allow yourself to experience this wonderful difference, even while you continue to experience the comfort and the effortlessness of listening and feeling those events as they occur, without knowing how it really was to be that young prince who left the palace one day to explore the kingdom and was puzzled by what he saw, the good and the bad, the pleasant and the sad. And he wondered what life is and what the source was of everything he saw. And why do the birds do what birds do? Fly, sing, soar on the wind, or the fish swim in silent ballets of grace and beauty, while the water flows through the smooth rocks as the grasses dance in the unseen wind and the clouds drift above it all, being able more and more to learn what he had learned that day when, like you, he finally sat and rested beneath a tree of ancient size and sought the light of wisdom as he quieted his mind and drifted down deeper and deeper, going within to that calm, still place where all is stillness. And there is no need to make an effort to pay close attention to the position of the arms or the legs or the entire body. And even the effort it takes to pay close attention to thoughts or sensations is too much effort to bother making. Just drifting down and entering that inner palace, meeting that inner self, finding that quiet core of being there, where the self continues now, even when all else drifts away from awareness, and there is nothing left but the silent self. A self that has no form, no shape, no sound, no thoughts, no reasons to do one thing or another, just you, being you, sitting there, quietly aware, a self that may seem to be a different self from that prince's self, but may turn out to be the same self later on, as it disappears from view, and you disappear too in a blank, black nothingness. Though at first it may be easier or more difficult to find, hiding deep within that small spark, that sparkle, that self that is the self of all that is. Experiencing that energy of that self now. That calm, buzzing energy that is the self of all that is. That tingling, buzzing, white light of energy that grows brighter as it surrounds the mind, closer and closer, becoming a blazing radiance that envelops everything, surrounds awareness with brightness, a brilliant white brightness that fills awareness and becomes everything you see. Everything you feel becomes what you hear, what you taste, becomes all there is, every place, a blaze of cool, white, bright light from the inner places of all those spaces where life is, where everything is, where the universe is, the energy that dances in everything, everywhere. The energy that is the mind and becomes thought, becomes experience, illuminates all in that white light, faint at first, perhaps, just glimpses here and there, a sensation in the hand, a sparkle of light off to the side, a glow inside the mind, and then a burst of bright from the heart of the matter, connecting each to all, the dancing energy of it all, of it all. The heat of the sun, the magic of the rainbow, the power that flows in the stars that glow and dances in the rocks, that bursts the waves into sparkles of mist and paints the flowers with perfumes of lust and guides the fish as they weave the fabric of life around the leaves of trees, the ancient tree of wisdom, where the prince sat and knew the energy that comes as light, while the chorus sings a harmony of wordless sound, all sounds from everywhere that surround the mind with the bright, brighter, brightest bursts of white, pure light. And even the quietest night becomes a loud, joyful day, where the wings of snow carry that feeling of love, and the brightest joy of all is the laugh of a child, giggling on the grass, tickled by puppies, nibbling on ears, and licking the tart taste of cherries and berries from lips that sparkle, while the sounds of white light dancing in the air as the mind dissolves like sugar in bright warm water, each sparkling tiny piece floating away, merging with the air, spreading here and there, throughout the room, throughout the air. Floating in space and time, everywhere, every time. And in that time, finding that place where it all joins together, every place, and becomes one with it all. One with all. One. One. One quiet rhythm, one silent pulse beating throughout the world, guiding everything in and out, connecting each to all, feeling all within, joining in life, touching the center of yourself, becoming one with the ocean of being one with everything, just being. And when the prince awoke that day, he looked around, and nothing seemed the same, because at last he felt awake, truly awake to the beauties and wonder of it all. And as you awake, you can begin to wonder what it will be like to see that bright white light in everything you hear, in everything you touch, and in everything that touches you as you drift up towards the surface of wakeful awareness now, more and more awake, until eventually you reach that point where it is comfortable to allow the eyes to open and to return to consciousness, return to awareness quite completely. That's right, eyes open and wide awake now.